Good morning, Card Community. This is RJ back with another video, so let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day from 2003, the Topps all-time fan favorites Mike Schmidt card. Topps did all-time fan favorites from a couple of years in the early 2000s, and what it was a series of cards, about 200 cards, varied per year. And they would simply reimagine a Topps card from any particular player, veteran, star, whatnot, and most of them would be autographed, have autographed parallels as well. So most of the players were living, not all, at the time. That's why they were all-time fan favorites. They would include autographs randomly inserted, one or two parallels, inserts, relics, whatnot. So. The backs, again, this one is obviously a 1980 reimagined card. Again, they would use every design in the Topps catalog, so to speak, for these cards. You could obviously tell, it had a special tag at the bottom that it was a reprint, plus the little gold foil there. And this is not an exact replica of Mike's 1980 card. He's in a warm-up jacket in the batting cage in that card from 1980. But this is my random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Random baseball item of the day. Random things you pick up over the years from other collections, from people just getting rid of things and you picking them up, yard sales, whatnot. The Phillies always do giveaways, and I guess one of their bigger advertisers is the office supply store known as W.B. Mason, and W.B. Mason always releases trucks for people to, buy at the stadiums or whatnot with Phillies logos on them. So you got a Phillies logo, W.B. Mason, big rig here. Box is a little crushed. No reason for me to take it out. I don't even know where I got this, to be quite honest with you, but it sits on my shelf of randomness, and I like cool things like this. They're just fun. So this is my random baseball item of the day. Today's trivia question. I'm going to do a month now. I know it's the end of April, so May hasn't started, but I'm going to do a nice 5-week run of this day in baseball history. So this day in baseball history, April 28th, 1964, this future Reds Hall of Famer was born. That is your question. Name that player. I will include a repeat of that question in the description below. What you're playing for, cool old postcard. This is actually a reprint of an original postcard. If you go on the back, it's a 1974 TCMA reprint card of Jack Barry of the Philadelphia Athletics. Really cool here. It says down here, Barry, shortstop, Philadelphia Athletics, American League. Really awesome image of an old school player. Again, this is a 1974 TCMA reprint of the original postcards from back in the day. I thought that was pretty cool, so that's what you're playing for. Again, just shoot me an email with the correct answer. I will include my email in the description below, along with a repeat of that question. You will have today and tomorrow to answer. We will pick a winner on Sunday, all right? Good luck to everybody on that. So this week is all about what I got in the mail from other collectors, other people who sent me things. So I want to give a shout out to the guys up north, Shaw Racing Collects and the Shaw family. They do a break pretty much every week, I think, almost every week it seems like, where they're ripping junk wax pack cards is what they're ripping usually. Maybe a couple minor cards thrown in, but usually it's junk wax cards, and you can buy a team. I usually don't go in for this, and I'll tell you why. Because there's another big Philly collector locally close to me, a guy named Mike at Rippin' for Rookies. Now, Mike almost has a standing agreement with Shaw that anytime Shaw has a break, Mike buys the Phillies. So I never have a chance to even buy the Phillies. But apparently a couple weeks ago, they had a rip And Mike, bless his heart, had pity on me and told Jeff Shaw to send his winnings to me. So I received a stack of cards that were the Phillies cards, and it said to RJ from Mike. So shout out to Mike. Shout out to Jeff. I'm going to show off those awesome cards for you all. This is what you can get if you want to join in the break. So I think it's like a $5 break usually, but he runs it often. So check out Shaw Racing Collects and consider participating in his breaks. All right. So these are the cool Phillies cards I received. So you got a 1988 Ron Renicky. Take a look at Ron Renicky's cards. Certainly no Hall of Famer by anyone's measure, but cool card. Pitcher Shane Rawley, 87 Fleer. Mr. Rawley had a long career, middle reliever, starter, various things. Here's another Shane Rawley on the 86 Topps. So almost looks like a different player there, doesn't he? I don't know if those two people match, but it definitely is the pitcher uniform number 48. So this one, for some reason, he's got a stash in that one. Pitcher Steve Bedrosian on the 87 Fleer. Bedrock won the Cy Young Award, I believe, in 87. He had a great relief season that year. Pulled down a Cy Young Award. Long forgotten Phillies pitcher Darryl Ackerfelds. In a couple years, nothing fantastic. Luis Aguayo, 87 Topps. Longtime Phillies, as you can see there. Pretty much a utility player, because if you see the number of games he got into, he never even got close to 100 games. He got 91 and 85. But Luis Aguayo, a longtime utility infielder. Here's a more recent card, Mark Leiter Jr. If you remember, some people were talking about Mark Leiter, and I'm not sure he isn't with the Phillies anymore, but he's still in the league. But this might be his rookie card, so to speak, because it was he got into 27 games back in 2018. This is his 2018 back in 2017, he got into the games. This is his 2018 Topps Heritage. Backup catcher, Steve Lake for the Phillies. Usually Darren Dalton or Bob Boone, obviously, were catchers for the Phillies. And then in the middle 80s, we had Bo Diaz or Ozzie Virgil. I might be getting that wrong. Yeah, I think it was Ozzie Virgil. Here's a nice Charlie Hayes, 91, Upper Deck. Tommy Green, who I did like a lot as a pitcher, but he just wasn't very consistent. He had good stuff, but could never keep it simple. Jason Grimsley, and his last name is his outlook. Is the outlook of Phillies fans on his performance very Grimsley. He was not a great pitcher. Darren Fletcher, who we had as a rookie, but eventually went on to much greater, lengthier career with the Montreal Expos. Catcher Bobby Estrella. We had two great catchers, Bobby Estrella and Estrada. Was it Bobby Estrada? I can't remember the other guy's name. Two Hispanic catchers, back in the mid-90s. So, Bobby Estrella. Love me some Jim Eisenreich. Jim Eisenreich famously, or I think most people know, he suffers from Tourette's syndrome. For him, I don't think it was those outbursts of profanity that some people say they have. His was just all kinds of weird facial twicks and tics that he suffered from. I think this is the Topps Stadium Club, 94 Stadium Club on that one. Mariano Duncan on the 94 Donruss. Mitch Williams, the Wild Thing, also on the 94 Donruss. Bob Dernier from the 89 Donruss. Bob Dernier in Phillyland. Everybody just remembers an inside the park home run he had. I think the Phillies were down 2-0 with 2 men on in the bottom of the 9th, or maybe even the 10th, and Dernier hit this ball up against the wall that kept rolling around, and the frickin' outfielder couldn't pick it up, and he circled the bases. So 91 score, Pat Coombs. We had a lot of hope in Pat Coombs, and he just never petered out for some reason. Dennis Cook, 1990 score. Shout out to John Jabs and his favorite Dennis Cook the Killer image on the back of his 93 Upper Deck. Ranger Suarez. You still have hope for him to be a great pitcher, but he's hurt right now for our Phillies, and they're absolutely pathetic right now. The Phillies are just abysmal at the moment, so come back soon, Ranger. Bruce Ruffin, longtime Philly, but a very mediocre pitcher on the 91 Leaf. Actually, the 1990 Leaf, excuse me. Stadium Club, 91 Stadium Club, I believe, Randy Reddy. I always loved Randy Reddy. He came over in the trade with, we got John Kruk and Randy Reddy, and I'm trying to remember who the heck we sent over to the Padres. Oh, I'm blanking on it. Somebody out there will know. Danny Cox, short-term Philly pitcher, played with a lot of other teams. Jeff Calhoun, long-time forgotten member of the Phillies from 1988 Donruss. Here's a very young Pat Burrell. 2000, well, maybe not young. This is a 2008 Bowman. So, Joe Baver, got him from the Braves. Tommy Green came over with him, I believe. This is the 91 Fleer. I think we sent them Jeff Reardon at that time. Mickey Morandini, 91 Leaf, excuse me. Mickey Morandini, I always thought he was a really great player, a good middle infielder. He's in a managerial minor league coaching role with the club at the moment. Last I saw, he's still heavily involved in Phillies promotions and things. I remember he was with the Cubs, man, in second base when McGuire hit his record home run. Dale Murphy, everybody knows Murph played for the Phillies briefly. He was a shadow of his former glory when he played for us. He was really of no purpose for us. Chuck McElroy, I think the Phillies drafted him, but he did not stay with us very long. Moved on. Nice Conlon collection. Fresco Thompson, second baseman. Here's a Mike Schmidt highlights. Mark Tranberg, a minor league card from the Spartanburg Phillies. I did not bother to even see if this guy made it to the majors, because I'll tell you this, I have no clue who this guy is. But here he is, Mark Tranberg. Another Jason Grimsley on the 90 score. 88 Leaf, Von Hayes, longtime Philly. Still shows up on Phillies promotions once in a while, but certainly no Hall of Famer. And then another 91 Upper Deck, Jason Grimsley. So this is what I got, thanks to the generosity of Mr. Mike from Rippin' for Rookies. Appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for thinking of me. Appreciate the Shaw family for running these breaks all the time. I do look once in a while to see if the Philly spot was claimed, and I swear, I looked the other day, they were starting a new one, and like 3 teams have already been claimed, and the Phillies were already claimed. I swear Mike has a standing order on Jeff Shaw that every time Jeff does a rip, Mike gets the Phillies. So, yeah, I shan't be joining your breaks anytime soon, guys, just saying. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Again, this whole week is about things I got in the mail from other collectors, all right? So, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider like, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. I really do appreciate your support as I try my best to support everybody in this great card meeting, all right? We got more great trivia and awesomeness to show off on Wednesday and Friday. Stop back for that. Otherwise, have a great week. Take care.